So this, for me at least, is the start of the Gipping Valley River Walk. Now I'm already 1 kilometre into this walk to get here, and where I'm starting there is about another half a mile before, but it's pretty uninteresting. Now in my bag I kind of was expecting some showers today. I didn't quite expect them this soon. Whoever was saying later on, I thought I could have done a few hours first of all without it, but yeah, it's just started to hammer it down. So I've taken refuge under this tree. I'm barely into the walk, but thank God it started raining now when I could find cover. So as I thought this rain would be short-lived, been standing there for 6 or 7 minutes. It has calmed down. It is still spitting a little bit, so hence the rain jacket. So we're going to continue the walk. I haven't stopped my watch, so this is going to impact my pace. But today's walk is going to be around just under 5 miles down to the town of Needham Market. We'll be heading towards the lake, and at that point we'll have a chance to grab a cup of coffee, maybe a slice of cake. The Gipping Valley Walk is actually nearly 20 miles. It goes all the way from the town of Stowmarket down to Ipswich town. But today we'll just be doing what I like to call section 1, and that is purely because I didn't fancy doing 20 miles in one day. It's been a long time since I've done a significant walk, but this round trip will be just shy of 10 miles. So we're on the first bridge of the walk. Let me show you around here. As with any bridge in England, an obscene amount of graffiti. Not even good graffiti. This part of the walk is quite industrial. At the moment we're walking behind the factory of Akzo Nobel. I believe they make paint for Dulux, and there are another number of companies on the other side of the river. So here we come up to an interesting part of the walk where we cross the bridge. Now this is one of the entrances into the factory that we'll be able to see here. Now last time I was here they didn't have graffiti on this sign, but it does show the history of this particular factory site. This one in particular, 1871. This used to be a gun cotton factory. There was a huge explosion killing 24 people, injuring over 75, and a lot of the roads around the area are named after these people. Now a bit further back I passed a couple of boys fishing in the river. They were just net fishing, not line fishing, so just trying to catch stuff, and they were putting it back. I don't think they caught anything so far. It's nice to see people out doing things like that than just indoors playing PS5. I mean, it's June, it's summer. You've got to be outside now. So we're about to pass under our next bridge of this walk. Whoa, nearly fell. This is a big one, a busy one. Surprisingly not too noisy. Now, if anyone was wondering if this footpath is accessible, it is not. However, he says as a giant lorry goes past, there are accessible elements of this path, and that's going to be when we get nearer Needham Market to Needham Lakes, where you will be able to park up and enjoy. It's just under a mile loop around the lake, but certainly not the entire river path. There's bits where I've had to duck under hard structures that just you would not be able to get any kind of wheelchair through, and even if you're on crutches, this path slopes towards the riverbank. I can't recommend that. So where we're coming up to now is the train line. So it's a very small bridge for us to go under, but this is the Norwich to London main line that we're currently seeing. So we have a choice. We can cut left back here. This is a new footpath which I have been meaning to try out, which takes us to this huge warehouse for the Range and Wilko. I think by square footage it might be the largest one in the UK. It's relatively new, it's part of a project called Gateway 14. And we do have a train coming, so I'm not under the bridge, it's a freight. But we are going to carry on the Gipping River path, which is this way. Thank God it looks like it's been mowed recently. I have long trousers on today, just lightweight Gymshark ones which keep me cool, because honestly I've been down here before, nettles up to my chest, and I was very stung and very sore. I've just noticed this little slip, so you can actually get down to the river, which is pretty cool. Now last time I was in this field, this is the one I was talking about with the cows. And I don't think there's been cows in this field forever. If you know Stowmarket, I am currently behind Roots and Shoots, the garden centre. Albeit on the wrong side of the train tracks from there. It's just lovely, it's so open. Just gives you time to think. Like, so often I go out for a walk, or if I'm walking anywhere, I've got my AirPods in, I've got a podcast in, and you know, that's great. There's a way to consume information and to consume knowledge, think about different ideas, but they're not your own ideas. And sometimes you just need to be out and walk with no sounds in your ears and on your own, crucially. And that gives you that kind of different perspective, just to relax and think about things and, you know, be creative. We've all got to have space, and so much information in our world today, especially if you're an office worker. Just constant pings and notifications on Slack. Everyone gets it with their phones. Just come out. I appreciate the irony in this. I am vlogging and I'm carrying a piece of technology in my hand right now to film this. But that's part of my creative outlet, and that's something I wanted to do. For every piece I film, I'm only filming like 2 minutes. I'll put the camera away. Got this little case for it. Just hold it in my hand so it's easy to access if I need to. But the rest of it is just me and nature and Suffolk. And I love Suffolk because it is so flat. You don't have to worry about, like, anyone can walk in Suffolk, right? There's no steep inclines, steep declines which actually batter your knees. It's just flat. And some people say it's boring, it's just flat fields everywhere, but you know, I think there's a beauty in the fields, especially when the crop starts to turn gold. You know, we're probably 6 weeks away from that right now. That makes lovely photos, just lovely settings. We might actually have to pause here because it is looking very dark upstairs. And I think I might be getting the old rain jacket out. So let's check back in. 5 kilometres, we are probably another 4 or 5 away from Needham Lakes. So that was quite a long one. Yeah, probably nearly 15 minutes. But that tree did a great job of keeping me pretty dry. Got the rain jacket on now, just in case. And that was just to stop the splatter, but I think that'll be coming off in a moment. We're not too far away from Needham Lakes, I believe, but we are going to be coming into the top bit, and it is going to be a while till we get to the lake. But it does look like I might have to start making our diversion. and that diversion will be into Needham Market town centre, because it appears that I need to buy blister pads, and I did not bring any with me. Lots of lily pads as well, which are actually not great for the river. So I believe what happens there is they block the sunlight, so it starves the river wildlife of oxygen getting through. So what's actually wild is obviously, 150 years ago or something, Stowmarket was the sort of main industry town between Ipswich and Bury St Edmunds. So people in the sort of smaller market towns like Needham Market and the villages surrounding, this would have been their walk to work. Walk 5 miles there, 5 miles home, probably earning about 20p. But that was the life. And there's a channel you should check out if you're from the area called Walks and Wonders. He does really good videos about these walks, and probably way more interesting than I, because he actually knows facts about history. I'm making it up. But I enjoy being out and doing these things, and you should too. So this is the fourth bridge we're walking under, a very small one. I know for a fact, as I've driven over here many times, you can only get one car across at a time. And it's pretty scary when you're on a motorbike and they try and cut you through. But we're coming into a busier section now. So over here is a place called Older Calf Farm. It's a lovely farm shop, relatively reasonably priced for farm shops. They also have a lovely cafe and restaurant, and from here it is going to start getting busier. There will be more people out. I don't know if there's be as many people as normal, just due to this weather. But Needham Lakes is a very popular spot in Suffolk. So we're going to be leaving the river path for the first time since Stowmarket. So as you can see, you do have the option to continue down, which will keep you on this side of the river. That will take you to Needham Lakes. We are going to cross this small bridge, and we are going to go into town to buy some blister pads. But I will show you another option. So if you didn't fancy that smaller walk, you can follow this road all the way down, and that will take you to something that's called the camping grounds, which is just a large open field. They used to play some game there ages ago. So I told you I'm not a history person. There is a sign about it that you can read. There's some game relatively similar to football. So the sun's out, but it is raining again. The clouds above me are really, really dark. Currently in the town, didn't manage to find blister plasters, but we have managed to get these. Hopefully they're going to do the job, but I think it might spell the end for the walk home. Just had a little break, had a quick bite to eat. Plasters are on, doing an okay job, but I can still feel it because they're not proper blister plasters. That does put an end to the walk because I don't want it to get worse, and it will just get worse. But we will finish. We will get to Needham Lakes, the worst fence in the world. If the path hadn't been cut last week, it would have been like this the entire way. And I've just been stung on my leg, so great news. So this is the bridge where we were earlier. There's a train going over the top. It should just be maybe 1 more kilometre and we'll be at Needham Lakes. In the field to my left, as we're about to see, there are a few sheep. Really big field for so little amount of sheep. Right now, I'm still following the official river path, but this area, it's kind of like a mixture of woodland, open fields. There are loads of different routes around here, so this is kind of like dog walker central. With Needham Lakes you have the big loop, but it's it's quite short, so a lot of people who want to do slightly longer walks even then come up here and go up all the various different paths that there are. So here, across the final bridge, this takes us into Needham Lakes, and it isn't as busy. I didn't think it would be. Plenty of swans, geese and ducks. They have a little feeding area just to the side. You can chuck whatever you want in. Obviously just feed them what they should eat. They shouldn't eat white bread, as you shouldn't eat white bread, and that's it. So we are 10 kilometers exactly. Well, I say 10 kilometers, 10.04, so good enough. But it's a nice walk, it was a nice day, it was nice and clear, and you end up at a location like this